Hi, everybody. It's Jill here with Illuminating Women, and happy 2021. I am excited tonight. I see she's already showing her screen. She's excited and on. Oh. Suzanne, if you want to stop sharing for a minute, and then that way I that would be great. Thank you. So I want to welcome everybody to Girls Night Out. We have a phenomenal night. We're going to record part of it. And if you ever want to be a sponsor before we get into our presentation, reach out and let me know. So I met these two amazing women, Suzanne and Beth, who are, they have got this little company, and it's called Pivot
Points.
I knew there was a part I was missing. Pivot points, because we women oftentimes at a specific time in our lives, we all pivot. We all have issues that we may go through. If you know of a woman who might be going through divorce, a woman that might be going through a transition of some sort, and she might be widowed, these two ladies have put together a plethora of resources to help you navigate those waters, because we all know we need help. So without further ado, Suzanne, can you wave and just say a few things about you? And then Beth, and then Suzanne, I'm going to let you go ahead with your presentation. So Suzanne.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jill. It's so delightful to be here at Illuminating Women. This is our first meeting, so we're excited to meet everybody. And we're going to be very quick with our presentation, but I'd like you to meet Beth as well. Beth, can you say hi?
I'm Beth, also so excited to be here. Thank you, Jill. It's just great to get to meet all of you.
Oh, well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so Suzanne and Beth, please share, as our sponsors this evening, share your little presentation. Let us learn, what is it that you do?
Sure, let me get it going again. Sorry to jump in. I was very excited. Okay. Okay.
Make your slide bigger.
Points.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
We, Pivot Points guides women through the major transitions in their lives, divorce, loss of a loved one, moving, marriage, having a baby, but also personal pivots. If you want to start a change in careers, if you want to go travel around the world, if you are just looking for something new in your life. So we're here to be walking beside you during every step of this way. How we start this is we'll have a consultation, then we find out what kind of your goals are, your deep, passionate goals. But we want to find out financially where you stand. And I think that's really important. Beth and I both come from a financial background. And if you don't know where you stand financially, it's very difficult to plan the rest of your life. So we will do a budget, an income statement, a balance sheet, and then we'll run scenario analysis and cash flow projections to see, okay, well, maybe this is what I want to do in life, or this is what I want to do in life. And we run those scenarios for you to see what you can afford, maybe how we tweak it, so you can get to your end goals. Ultimately, we want you to be able to know what your financial picture is so you can embark on a new adventure, or possibly get out of a life that you're not particularly happy in now and be out on your own. We can also help you with relocation, doing all the logistics and statistics around that. We can help you plan for elder care for your parents. So there's a myriad of things that Pivot Points can help you with. And a couple of things that I wanted to touch base on, because Jill wanted us to share testimonials, and I'm gonna get a little weepy. I'll try not to. I'm gonna try and summarize these, but it's kind of from my heart, because all of our clients are so lovely, and all of their needs are so different. The first one, Pivot Points provided invaluable advice and encouragement to guide me through my divorce. Beth and Suzanne organized my financial statements to help me understand the full value of my community property. Without this, I would have settled for far less than was rightfully and legally mine. With experience, kindness, Pivot Points empowered me to advocate for myself. Another client said, "It's like I'm suddenly tapping into a vault of knowledge I know I need, but I had no idea how to get there. So appreciated." And then a client that was moving, and she's an older client. She had clutter everywhere. There was so much going on in her life. And she said, for my recent move, I was bombarded with needed decisions: how to find a trustworthy mortgage broker, where to turn for reliable tradespeople, guidance in coordinating all the functions of selling my previous home and buying a new one. Beth and Suzanne provided access to stellar assistance and quality professionals. I'll be forever grateful to Pivot Points. Essentially, we are your team of women, and all of us together will help you reach your goals. I wanted to share quickly a little bit about why I got into this business and why Beth and I started this. I had moved to a new city. I knew nobody, and my divorce had become completely untenable, and I had to move out immediately. I was working 15 to 18 hours a day in investment banking, and I knew no one. And I had to find a divorce lawyer. I had to find an apartment. I had to move out. I had to find storage. I had to change all my bank accounts, and all while I was working so many hours a day. And I wish I'd had somebody like Beth and myself to be my teammates to help coordinate all this, to help, find the divorce attorney and vet them out ahead of time, or just to sit down with me and talk about, okay, let's have a strategy of, your timeline, and let's get you through this as fast as possible. And let me find apartments for you. So all of that, I was so stressed out and so lonely. And we don't want any of you women to have to ever go through that. Having a team is so critically important, and we want to be there for you. So Beth, would you like to share your story?
Absolutely. So I'm Beth, and I feel very called to this business. It's much more than a business to me. A number of years ago, I was going through an acrimonious divorce. I had 4 young children. It was winter vacation. They were all home. And my divorce lawyer told me that within the next 2 weeks, I needed to find a business attorney. I needed a new estate plan, a whole plan. I needed new life insurance, new health insurance, new homeowners insurance, a new tax accountant, a new wealth manager. The list went on. And I consider myself a pretty capable person. And as Suzanne mentioned before, I'm a business person, but I was stuck. I couldn't figure out which way to go. And a woman stepped in. She was a wealth manager, and obviously she wanted my business, but she set me up with all of the professionals that I just mentioned I needed. And I still work with those people today. And it's been about 6 years now. So Suzanne and I are very committed to doing the same thing for other women out there. Ellen, I feel your pain. My divorce took over 4 years to be finalized, and it's a difficult time. Suzanne and I like to call ourselves professional girlfriends. Okay, next slide, please. So again, we are so excited to get to meet all of you at Illuminating Women, and we wanted to give you a little gift. We always offer people a 30-minute free consultation. However, if you're from Illuminating Women, we want to take more time with you. We want to spend 15 minutes extra with you, giving tangible, real advice based on your pivot and your current situation. Next slide, please. So we want to thank you. We want to tell you how to connect with us. We're at www.pivotpoints.com. Our website will give you all the information you need. And we're so excited about being part of this group. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh.
We can't
Jill,
hear you.
We can't hear you.
I've done this before. Good.
It's okay, Jill. I muted everybody.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So thank you, Suzanne and Beth. I appreciate
Thank you.
being our sponsors today for Illuminating Women. If you want to be a sponsor, just reach out. And so who do you know, ladies? It might be for you, might be somebody you know. You know, when you can help a sister out, boy, it makes a big difference. And you two are rock stars. So thank you again. So Nicole, if you could pause the recording, and we can then go to our next fun activity.
And record.
So we're back here. We've been having some fun with our Illuminating Women. I want to thank again Suzanne and Beth, who are our sponsors tonight with Pivot Points. Boy, there have been ladies here who've learned a lot from them, and we've enjoyed that in our breakouts. So to start us out in 2021, I had to bring this most amazing, inspirational, beautiful woman inside and out who has taught me even about what does it mean to have resilience and what are some of those things that we need to do to help us get that. Because ladies, we all know we've been going through a pandemic. We've experienced loss of family and spouses and jobs, and in the sadness of even getting together with our friendships. So anytime, and Karen she just doesn't quit. She has learned how to pick herself up. She has learned how to do what she's needed to do to be successful. What she's done is just, it's here to light you up. It's here to make you feel empowered. And I want to thank and welcome Karen Rae to this place today and just share about her Fave Lifestyles and what she does. So ladies, can we all welcome Karen? And thank you, Karen, for saying yes and being here today.
Oh, Jill, thank you so much for inviting me. I just love the community that you've built, and it's an honor to come and speak and to talk about resilience, because I think so many women going through a pandemic, I think we're all having to pull deep into our pockets, pull out those tools and see what resilience tools we have and to put those into place. And so just to start a little bit with my story, I went through a period of time, about a 3-year period, where I went through a lot of transitions, and they were unexpected. They were, I went through, it was the time of menopause. I was walking through a divorce that was unexpected, blindsided by some things, entered our empty nester. My kids were leaving home. And I had not worked for 28 years and was walking into the divorce and was going to have to re-enter the workforce. And what was that going to look like? There was so much fear. There were so many things to walk through. But on top of all of that, my dog died. There was a murder behind my house. I was in a major car accident. And then on top of it, I decided to start a business. And so just to throw all those pieces in at once, but what I did, because you can either play the victim, you can become very cynical or bitter or, just so many different things. And I had to decide what was it going to look like going through all this? And I realized I had to make some choices. So the day that my husband said he was done, I focused on me. I thought, how do I want to be and how do I want to feel after walking through these transitions? And I had to keep saying that over and over again because there were so many things being thrown at me all at once. And then here we are too, then why don't we just add a pandemic on top of it all? And so I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? So I had on my desk, I made a note and I said, I want to be whole and healthy on the other side of these transitions. And I knew that I had to make some really difficult choices because I had a lot of fears. I had not lived on my own in my entire life. We downsized our whole house. We had a lovely home. We had a lovely life. And I had to give a lot of that up going through the divorce. And you have to then go grieve all of this and through all those different pieces. But so for my mindset, I had to identify those fears. What were those fears? And I had to just really put myself in the moment and go, how am I going to just deal with these things right now? And I wore a rubber band around my wrist. And a lot of times I just have to snap it because I would go into a place where I didn't need to be. And I need to be over here and to go light and breezy. Or use some of the other tools, count backwards from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I would just repeat those things. And my sister-in-law challenged me. She said, Karen, when you're walking through this, come from a place of love. And I'm like, oh, that is really difficult because there were some things that were not to my liking. and not things that I was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to deal with these things. And it would, as Beth was talking about, having to, find a new finance person, all these things, I didn't even know I even needed those things. And so I had to let go of become aware of some of those fears and then work on them, find a process. So there's been people like Brenda who has helped me walk through some of these things, and to find and to identify those fears and deal with them and get some tools to walk through these, to build that resilience, and then to let go of some of those things as well. And I realized I had choices. I didn't know I had so many choices, because I was in a marriage for 28 years, and my husband was a very strong personality, and he made a lot of the choices for us, or we would make them together or whatever. But one of the best things that my son gave me one Christmas, he said, "Mom, I'm going to give you the gift of opportunity." And he had me write in a notebook what could be possible, without thinking about the money, without thinking about the situation. What could be possible? Because I could not identify what I wanted. People would say, "Well, what do you want?" I'm like, I thought I had what I wanted. I thought I had the life that I wanted. So how do you all of a sudden just flip that over and go, "Oh, now I want this"? That's not realistic. It takes time to figure out who you are and what you are, and what is that new identity going to be? And it's a process. And the thing that I realized, the actions that I took as I shifted my mindset of being whole and healthy and how I wanted to feel at the end of this, I wanted to feel special. I thought, I want to feel special. And I had also on my little note, I am a miracle. And to always go to what is true. Because you can create all kinds of stories around things. And I was very, very good at that. And assuming things, and people would challenge me because I started getting to these very important people in my life. But the first thing I had to do was learn to pause. I had to pause so I wouldn't react, and so I would take time to respond. And I had it on my wall, a big poster that said pause, because I really needed to take time. And so I actually trained my ex he would say, "Oh, you need to pause and take some time." I'm like, "Yes, I do." So just retraining people, who I was interacting with at that time, what I needed in life, and to be able to think and take time for myself was really important. The other thing, after learning to pause, and I still need to do that. In fact, I should have practiced that earlier this week, because 2021 has started off to a little bit of a rough start or whatever, but it's practicing that resilience again. And so I have those tools, and so it's like, okay, I need to pause again and think on these things so I can respond. The choices. And then one of the other things I did was I realized I needed to not use my friends as my advisors. They needed to be my friends. And I needed to get people who were professionals, people who were experts, people like Brenda and Nicole, and to help me build my business, and to advise me on how to work with the lawyers. I did a 911 call one day to a woman, Margie Schaefer, who had helped me along the way. And I said, I need somebody to help guide me with the lawyer. What do I need to have prepared for this? And what is, I know Suzanne was talking too, what is, you have to learn what is legally yours, or all the boundaries and all what is the law. And so I created a small group of people who could come and help me and advise me, building my business, building my new life, and all these different pieces, so my friends then could be my friends and support me that way. And I realized too that education is power. I had to educate myself. I had to know what the laws were, what can I do? What can I do financially? And to now I take every class that I can, learning how to run a business, because I hadn't done that, how to manage my finances. How to manage your stocks. What do you do with that? How do you even find a good stock person? Can you buy a house? As a single woman, if you haven't had a job, you can't just go out and get a loan. You know, there's so many things to learn, and what will it take to get the things that now you are discovering that you desire? And to even to learn how to desire things that you didn't have before, and to learn about yourself. And that has been the biggest growth area for me, because I identified as a mother, as a wife, all these things. And I now needed to become Karen. I need to become Karen Rae. And who is she? And I didn't know. I didn't know who I was. And so I continue to grow and realize how important education is. And I continue to take classes and to continue to grow. And it's, I would tell you, it is absolutely painful sometimes. I've had several instances recently that I've had to put in that resilience and to say, this was painful. I made a mistake, but what can I learn from it? And how can I move that now into this other better category of this pot of resilience to use in the future? So surrounding myself with wonderful, amazing women, and to educate, and then to pause and reflect. And that's kind of how I walked through these situations. And so I just want to leave you then with my word for this year is wonder. And the definition, I just love the definition of this. It's a feeling of surprise mingled with admiration, caused by something beautiful, unexpected, unfamiliar, and inexplicable. And that's what I am now focusing on as I walk through challenges, is to find the wonder in different things, to find the wonder in people and in the different situations, because it is so precious. And I just love the people around me and want to create a space for them to shine. And that's what we've done at Fave Lifestyles, is created a place for women to have a platform to shine, to have a space, to have a voice. It's just really important to me. And as we walk through this resilience, we all need support sometimes. So I hope that I can be a support to somebody else walking through their transitions too. So.
Wow, that was just beautiful. Oh, I'm sitting here just feeling so full. I know Sharon Huckleberry has done that a lot of this as a business owner, you know, having a brick and mortar during this time, and you know how she's also having that same resilience. That was just beautiful. So we're going to Karen, if somebody wanted to find you, how can they find you?
Yeah, so we have a beautiful online magazine at favelifestyles.com. You can go check out all the wonderful experts. I think what is so special about Fave is that women, whether they are going live or they're sharing their expertise, they are sharing from the heart, because they know the other women in the community. And so it's very personable. And they're sharing their gifts and their talents. And we are also on Facebook, of course. That's where we engage at Fave Lifestyles. And we just recently changed our name, Fave Lifestyle Tips and Community. And so you can find us there. And of course, we're on all the other social platforms as well.
Great. And they can find your website and find how to get connected and where to go.
Absolutely. And I'm just so excited because this last month we just created a fabulous page called Be an Expert. And it tells how Fave will benefit you and all the wonderful things that you can do at Fave Lifestyles, and share and amplify your expertise in our community.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an expert.
Yes, and Nicole's an expert. Brenda's an expert.
Brenda's an expert.
Yes.
You know, I have a huge takeaway with that rubber band around your wrist and going through that, and that pause. Those were a couple big takeaways for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to be able to let ladies come and ask you some questions, but we're going to stop the recording here in a minute. And I just wanted to personally thank you for being raw, real, and honest. And you and I share that same passion that when women get educated, it encourages them and they become empowered. And an empowered woman makes our communities and family and our world a much stronger and healthier place. And we do that through illuminating the gifts we each have and how we can support and lift each other up and love each other. As we heard powerful stories here, there are women who had to unfortunately jump off, but the beauty is your message is recorded and on YouTube, and anybody can go back and look at it again, which I highly recommend. So thank you again for sharing, and thank you for this. And we're now going to stick around for the next 10, 15 minutes and just ask you some questions and talk a little. Do you have one more thing you want to share?
Yeah, just one more thing. So the rubber band, I can't take credit for anything really. That everything that I've learned is from other people. So Aga Winnica was my mentor during that time, and she is the one who had me do the rubber band, and it was perfect because she would go, say light and breezy, light and breezy.
I love it. I love it. But the pause part,
yeah.
that's important. Okay. So ladies, stick around. We're going to chat a little more with Karen, and before we close off for the rest of the evening, and thank you. And just check us out, illuminatingwomen.com and on our LLC page. So thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Can you stop the recording?